The Netherlands' recent support for Ukraine has become a pivotal factor in the ongoing conflict with Russia, striking a significant blow to Russian efforts. Mark Rutte, former Dutch Prime Minister and current NATO Secretary General, highlighted in his October 1, 2024, press conference that Ukraine's survival as a sovereign nation owes much to external aid, particularly from the United States. With over $80 billion in aid from the U.S. and substantial contributions from NATO allies, Ukraine has managed to mount an effective resistance, turning the tide of the conflict. Among these allies, the Netherlands stands out for its unwavering commitment, historical context, and tangible military support, culminating in a recent move that has shaken Russian strategies. The historical relationship between the Netherlands and Russia has been marked by periods of cooperation and mutual benefit, interspersed with significant moments of tension. For much of history, the two nations shared a productive relationship. Tsar Peter the Great admired Dutch innovation and expertise during his visits to the Netherlands in the late 17th and early 18th centuries. He studied Dutch shipbuilding techniques, importing Dutch craftsmen to help modernize Russia's navy. This cooperation laid the foundation for Russia's maritime power and symbolized a strong bond between the two nations. The alliance extended into the Napoleonic Wars, where Russian and Dutch forces fought together against a common enemy, strengthening their ties. Even after the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1990, relations between the two countries remained amicable. In 2013, Russia and the Netherlands commemorated 400 years of diplomatic relations, with celebrations highlighting their shared history. President Vladimir Putin even visited Amsterdam that year, and Dutch royalty reciprocated with goodwill visits to Russia. However, the harmonious relationship began to deteriorate later that same year. A series of incidents in 2013 significantly strained relations. Russian authorities arrested Greenpeace activists aboard a Dutch-registered vessel protesting Arctic oil drilling. This incident, followed by a diplomatic row over the alleged mistreatment of Russian and Dutch diplomats in each other's countries, created friction. Tensions escalated further in 2014 when the Netherlands participated in EU sanctions against Russia following its annexation of Crimea and support for separatists in eastern Ukraine. Russia retaliated with bans on agricultural imports from the EU, hitting Dutch farmers particularly hard since the Netherlands is a major exporter of agricultural products. The watershed moment in Dutch-Russian relations came in July 2014 with the downing of Malaysian Airlines Flight 17, MH17, over eastern Ukraine. The tragedy claimed 193 Dutch lives, and international investigations pointed to a Russian-made Buk missile fired from separatist-controlled territory. While Russia denied involvement and rejected the findings, the Netherlands held Russia responsible, marking a severe deterioration in diplomatic ties. For the Dutch public, this event transformed Russia from a distant geopolitical player into a direct antagonist, deepening mistrust and resentment. The rift widened further with Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, which galvanized the Netherlands into action. The Dutch government, reflecting public sentiment, became one of Ukraine's staunchest supporters. The Netherlands joined EU and NATO allies in imposing sweeping sanctions on Russia, targeting its energy and financial sectors. Dutch citizens expressed strong support for these measures despite the economic costs, with polls showing a willingness to endure higher living expenses to counter Russian aggression. The Netherlands also provided substantial military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine, cementing its position as a key ally. While historical relations between the Netherlands and Russia were once characterized by collaboration and shared interests, the events of the past decade have irreversibly transformed this dynamic. The Netherlands now stands as one of Russia's most vocal critics, driven by a combination of historical grievances, moral convictions, and a commitment to supporting Ukraine's sovereignty in the face of aggression. Russia has not taken Dutch support lightly, issuing numerous threats against the Netherlands and other smaller NATO nations. In May 2024, Vladimir Putin warned that small, densely populated countries like the Netherlands were playing a dangerous game by supporting Ukraine. Russian politicians echoed these threats, with Alexei Zhuravlyov describing the Netherlands as a primary target for nuclear retaliation. These statements have thus far amounted to bluster, but they reflect Russia's frustration with the Netherlands' significant contributions to Ukraine's war effort. The Netherlands has provided a staggering range of support to Ukraine, from basic supplies to advanced weaponry. Its assistance has included 10,000 tents, 4,400 computer systems, 33 field hospitals, 31 mobile kitchens, and vast quantities of medical supplies and personal protective equipment. Logistics and engineering aid have been extensive, with the Netherlands supplying cranes, trucks, trailers, and even bridge-laying tanks. This support has been crucial for Ukraine's ability to maintain supply lines and infrastructure under relentless Russian attacks. The Netherlands' contributions to Ukraine's military capabilities are particularly noteworthy. These include the supply of advanced howitzers, armored vehicles, and over 100 Leopard tanks, jointly provided with Denmark and Germany. The deployment of these tanks has allowed Ukrainian forces to hold their ground and even mount counteroffensives. Air defense systems such as Patriot launchers and mobile anti-aircraft guns have helped neutralize Russia's aerial advantage. The delivery of 42 F-16 fighter jets, with 24 designated for active use and 18 for pilot training, marks a significant escalation in Dutch support. These jets, capable of firing modern NATO weaponry, have enhanced Ukraine's capacity to strike Russian targets deep within enemy territory. The deployment of F-16s aligns with Ukraine's growing ability to conduct long-range strikes, as demonstrated by a series of drone and missile attacks on Russian infrastructure in 2024. These include strikes on ammunition depots, air bases, and even attempted attacks on the Kursk nuclear power plant. While such operations have inflicted significant damage, they also highlight the escalating risks of the conflict, with Russia threatening severe retaliation. The Dutch government's decision to allow Ukraine to use its weapons for strikes within Russia, a stance shared by Denmark, further underscores its commitment to Ukrainian sovereignty and security. Despite these successes, challenges remain. The Netherlands, like other NATO allies, must navigate the delicate balance between supporting Ukraine and avoiding direct escalation with Russia. The supply of long-range missiles, such as the US-made JASSMs, could be a game-changer for Ukraine. But obtaining these weapons depends on complex geopolitical calculations. The potential use of these missiles to strike high-value targets deep within Russia raises concerns about further escalation, particularly given Russia's updated nuclear doctrine allowing retaliatory strikes against countries supplying advanced weaponry to Ukraine. The Netherlands' unwavering support for Ukraine highlights its commitment to defending international norms and opposing aggression, principles that have long defined the nation's approach to global challenges. Despite being a relatively small country in terms of population and geographic size, the Netherlands has leveraged its strategic resources, political will, and international partnerships to play a disproportionately influential role in the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia. This leadership demonstrates that size is no barrier to making a significant impact on global security and upholding the values of sovereignty and democracy. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, the Netherlands has been at the forefront of European efforts to counter Russian aggression. Beyond its significant contributions to military aid, which include advanced weaponry, logistical support, and humanitarian assistance, the Netherlands has taken a firm stance in shaping NATO's collective response. By aligning closely with other member states and pushing for coordinated sanctions against Russia, the Netherlands has shown its determination to uphold the rules-based international order. This framework, built on the principles of territorial integrity and respect for national sovereignty, is central to maintaining global stability. One of the key factors enabling the Netherlands to punch above its weight in this conflict is its economic strength and political stability. As one of the world's largest exporters, particularly in agriculture and technology, the Dutch economy provides a solid foundation for its contributions. The Netherlands has committed over $7.25 billion in aid to Ukraine, with plans to allocate an additional $4 billion by 2026. This financial commitment is not just a show of solidarity, it is a testament to the Dutch government's understanding of the broader implications of the conflict. For the Netherlands, Ukraine's fight is not just a regional issue, but a critical moment for defending the principles that underpin European and global security. The political stability in the Netherlands has enabled its government to take decisive actions without the internal divisions seen in some other NATO countries. Unlike nations like Germany, France, and the United Kingdom, where domestic politics have complicated military aid decisions, the Netherlands has maintained a consistent and unified approach. This stability has allowed Dutch leaders to push the boundaries of NATO support for Ukraine, encouraging other allies to follow suit. The recent allocation of €300 million by the Netherlands to procure munitions for the F-16s it supplied to Ukraine exemplifies its proactive approach. While the exact nature of these munitions remains unclear, their potential to enhance Ukraine's offensive capabilities is undeniable. Whether through air-launched cruise missiles or other advanced weaponry, this support could significantly impact the battlefield dynamics, enabling Ukraine to sustain its resistance and potentially regain lost territories. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the Netherlands' significant role in supporting Ukraine and its broader impact on global security. How do you think smaller nations like the Netherlands can continue to influence major international conflicts? Share your perspectives in the comments below. If you found this discussion insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth explorations of global events and their implications. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.